Welcome to another episode of the Crash Out Diaries. I'm just kidding, it's not. But I just realized I am living my 2000s rom-com. Let me tell you why. Quite literally having Chinese. Okay, no, that's racist. It's not Chinese. It's literally Korean, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's like, oh, remember Tivin? Oh, I ordered some Chinese. I have a glass of a cheap ass wine, because that's my jam. Link dolls, and you will never believe what I'm watching. Let me show you. You can't see it, but oh my god. Okay, you didn't see it, but I'm watching Bridget Jones' Diary, and I just feel like, why is it so dark? I just feel like, oh my god. And I just submitted an activity that I needed to submit for school. Yesterday I was submitting my research report and I was crashing out so much, and today at work they were getting on my black ass nerves that I decided I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna have a glass of wine, I want to submit my assignment. And as I was doing that, I was like, I kind of am living my dream, especially because I'm watching Bridget Jones. I'm like, this is so Y2K core. We ordered some Chinese, and it's like, well, they're having noodles actually, because why would they be having pasta? How are you dolls doing? While I lit my noodles, because let me tell you, Dolly Pops, I'm not doing okay. When am I ever doing okay? I'm in a bit of a transition phase. And when you are in a transition phase, whatever you're transitioning to, it is not easy. So, okay, I'm not going to talk about that because I want to talk about something that I'm like, actually, no, it's kind of dark, so I'm not going to talk about that. But I am in a transition phase, okay? And so, I just really enjoy YouTube as a medium, and I really want to keep showing up, but I also want to, I can't express myself at my utmost capacity, so I'll show up like this, okay? These videos, consider them letters to my future selves, letters to you if you are going through the same situations in this moment. And I don't know. Also because I get a lot of feedback from people that are like, oh my god, I really enjoy your videos. And I guess if there's just one person who's feeling seen, welcome to the club, my doll. Welcome to the club. I was going through it, okay? I was going through it because I just submitted. I had a long day at work. I was going through it and now I'm like, actually, girl was living the dream. Oh, and I have a candle that's like burning. Let's cheers to the weekend. What are your plans for the weekend? As for me in my house, I will be reading one of the books. I'm just kidding, I'm lying. I'm not going to be reading a book. Why would I lie? I'm not going to be reading a book. I haven't finished the book. It's just such a heavy book that I feel like I need to accompany it with a book that's a lot more lighter. It's hard to go back to my hobbies with work taking over. A few days ago though, actually it was weeks ago, let me show you. I did a painting, except I made the mistake of putting tape here. And then after I was done, there was tape. I could have just kept it with the paint. It looks so beautiful. Listen, this is a representation of what's going on in my mind. But it's not, so now I just have this L. Actually, now that I think about it, why don't I just paint that now while I talk to you? See if I can redeem this. Any painters in the house? Let's go. So we're gonna have a Friday in painting, and oh, we can't listen to music because I'm gonna get copyrighted.
Daily call from Jude, best friend, head of investment at Reitling's Bank.
Thank you for calling, Professor Leavis.
Did the FR Leavis who died in 1978?
Emergency summit with Urban Bell.
Okay. Can I tell you a brief story about why I'm watching Bridget Jones' Diary? When I was growing up, as with anyone in South Africa, remember SABC 1, and they'd have these movie marathons, especially on Friday, and ETV, and then they'd have Anaconda. Remember back in the days when we used to be a country? And then I remember Bridget Jones used to play on SABC 1. I've never paid attention to it. But eventually, at some point, while moving back to South Korea on the Emirates airplane, I was sitting, I didn't know what to watch. I was feeling, I don't know. And so I was like, oh, let me watch Bridget Jones. I just want to kind of feel like I'm romanticizing my life. Let me just have an escape from reality. And so I watched Bridget Jones' Diary for the first time. It's very old series. And I felt so seen. I don't know why I always feel seen by these quirky girls that are just doing weird shit and just embarrassing stuff. But I felt seen. So I watched it for the first time. And now that I'm watching it again, I'm recalling so many of the feelings that I was feeling in that airplane, somewhere between the Middle East and the South Aibo. This is not the Southeast. The Asia East. What? Whatever. And just that version of myself and just feeling like, oh baby girl, you've come so far. You haven't, but you have. You don't have a clue in the fucking world, but you have. Also, onto a much heavier topic. I'm just thinking about like watching Bridget Jones and all these Y2K rom-coms, and I feel like it's so unfortunate that white girls get to have so many movies that are a representation of, that reflect them back to them. Like there's Clueless, there's Legally Blonde, there's Bridget Jones, there's just so many movies. How to Lose a Guy in 10. All these cutesy little movies about people just being basic as human beings. They get to have that. And what do we have? 12 Years a Slave. I mean, it must be so nice when all your life you've only ever consumed media that reflects you. Which is such an important... It just shapes you, you know, it just shapes you. I don't know. I just want to go get paint, but I'm so lazy. Can we just sit? Can we just sit? Can we just sit, please? And just have some noodles while I think about my life. I don't give a... Keep looking at me, because I don't give a damn. Actually, let's play some music. I have so much footage that I want to edit that I can't edit because I'm gonna edit it this weekend, and I think now I'm getting my groove back, so maybe I'm gonna get into editing. I just want to fast forward to a time where this becomes my reality. I don't really know if I've... Actually, I do. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? But wouldn't it be cool if this was my job? I just woke up and I edited, except I had to go and interact with a bunch of 5-year-olds. Like, oh my god! Underpaid and overworked. Also, look at my outfit. Okay, you're not gonna believe me, but my battery actually died. No, my storage ran out. How am I paying so much money for storage and yet I never have storage? Also, if you look at my background, not that I need to be apologetic about it, because what, human beings live here? I can't get English. A human being lives here, but there's a wig, and I just washed my bed sheets, so that's why my bed looks like that. And every woman, it's all in me. Unfortunately, it is all in me, despite my lack of consent. Actually, I know what I'm gonna listen to. There was a scene on Sinners when the devil guy, the vampire, the head vampire, he was trying to like essentially eventually kill Sammy so that he could take his powers, his musical capabilities. What a late movie. Actually, I should probably watch Sinners, but I'm gonna be angry again. But there was a scene where I forgot his name, the guy. So he tries to take Samuel's powers essentially, kills him in order to gain access to his gift. And while he does that, there's a symbolism of baptism as he's dipping him in the water endlessly. And then Sammy in that scene starts as a child who was clearly rejecting the church. Not clearly, but from what we'd observed in the movie, he was rejecting church. As you know, his dad was a pastor. He wanted to pursue his dreams. Whatever. This is based on my personal observation. It's my opinion. I don't care what you think. So, as he's doing that, in that moment of, is it agony? Or like that moment of feeling that helplessness of, I'm gonna fucking die. And oh my God, this is it. They're taking me out. Somebody help me. Like that helplessness of somebody, anybody, please help me. Well, somebody, anybody, please. Ah! Squirrels in my pants. Okay. In that moment, he recites the Lord's Prayer. And as he's reciting this prayer, it was like you know what it feels like? Let me pray, bitch. It's getting hard in here. So he starts praying. And as he starts praying, look at that. The devil, which is that guy, the head vampire, I forgot his name. Let me search actually. The head vampire, he starts saying the prayer back to him. the devil, I guess, in a sense, in the story. He starts reciting that same prayer. And in him reciting the prayer, he goes on to talk about how he too finds comfort in, you know, that prayer, despite he has a very complicated relationship with faith, religion, Christianity, you know. I say this to say I'm about to listen to a song that I'm going to listen to. I'm a Tatanasi, and I grew up in a very I grew up in a Methodist home, Methodically Methodist. I have a Methodist background, and I'm someone who's grown up to remove myself from the institution of religion. It's not my shit, it's not my tea, for reasons that belong to myself alone. I do not care to disclose them, but I've sort of distanced myself as I've continued to find my place in this world, this big ass world that nobody has the answers to. Nobody. I promise you, nobody. All of us are just trying to figure it out. But I find, even as I consider myself as someone who's removed themselves from the institution of religion, these are the kind of songs, these are songs that when I listen to, oh my God, this is such an intro, but I find comfort in, and I sometimes, as I'm continuing to understand, trying to make sense of, okay, what it is, what is it, where do I find myself, like whatever, sometimes I find myself, I'm like, I'll anxious feelings or whatever, or just habit, I'll listen to the music, and then I find that, and I'd be like, oh my God, because we're so quick to try to put labels on things, right? And it's like, oh, but you said you this, and like, it's so, nothing is black and white. And then I realized it's comfort. So much so that I listen to the songs and they remind me of my grandmother growing up in rural Blasi, you know, in Malawi. Oh my God, I say that jokingly, okay? But it's like, and it just takes me back to my grandmother and her singing these songs and her story and her walk with faith and what it means to her and what it, yeah. So it's comfort because this is all I know. This is what was given to me. This is my inheritance from the people who loved me and the people who love me. This is what they give me, this hope, this faith, this. So I think it's comfort. Anyway, I'm gonna play a song that reminds me of my childhood, and I want you to listen. I hope they don't copyright me. If they do, okay, whatever. I was gonna make like what, $2 from this video. Ooh. I was playing it yesterday, and it just, oh my God, it's actually here. It made me feel very like, oh my God, I'm feeling things, tingles, tingles. So I'm curious if you also find yourself, especially as a young black girl, who grew up in a hyper-religious home where you grow up to reject that. How have you found community? How have you reconciled with the idea of love? When all you ever known growing up is this is an epitome of love, even though it didn't feel like it's complete. Like, hi, you say you love me, but why, you know? But that's what I'm thinking about. I've just enjoyed and finished my ramen. I still have another bottle. Oh, I'm not gonna finish the bottle. Okay, I'm not that girl anymore. I used to be a week ago. But I'm actually gonna go to sleep. No, I'm not. I'm gonna edit. I love you. Thank you so much for watching this video. This video was just you keeping me company, and I think I finally see the light a little bit. I'm going to go to sleep now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I love you, and